Today we are reading My Unintentional Infiltration of Best Buy, Russian Guest, and Grizzled Old Buddy Guy Doesn't Care About Computers. Let's try to reach 300 likes for this video and make sure you subscribe to enjoy the craziest and the funniest retail stories. For more I Don't Work related videos, check out the playlist in the description. Congratulations Kim for the comment of the day. And now is the time to fight Karen. Let's do this. My unintentional infiltration of Best Buy. A few years ago, when I first started at a new engineering/consulting company, I had some time to kill before I needed to be at a client's location. So, I did what any bored traveling person will do and hang out at the local Best Buy. I loved looking at the new tech and gadgets that will come out. Anyways, at the time, our company uniform was khaki slacks and a blue polo shirt with our company's yellow and blue logo on it. So needless to say, I fit the bill to be an employee of this fine establishment. I was looking at the new PCs when this nice old lady came by and started asking about laptop and what she may need to video chat with her daughter overseas. Well, being the tech nerd I am, I had all the knowledge required to help this nice lady, and saying that I had the time to kill proceeded to do so. I found her a very well priced laptop that will easily accomplish her needs and more. She thanked me and went to check out. A few minutes later, another person come over and started asking me questions. As a side note, at this moment, I had yet to realize that my uniform looked almost identical to the employees. This gentleman wanted to know about camcorders and the like, so we went to the camera section and selected him a camcorder that was gonna be great for Christmas morning when all his children and grandkids would be visiting. I forgot to mention that this was around the Christmas rush if that matters. After I got done with that guy, an employee approached me and asking if I could help him with something really fast. He needed help stacking this new gaming display for some Wii game that had just came out. I think it was a Just Dance game. Me being the bored, helpful guy, I am helping him without question. I am just glad I could help him. When we had completed the task, I asked him if that was it and he said it was, and returned the trash and boxes to the stock room. Fast forwarding a while, I ended up helping people a few other times with anything from TVs to gaming consoles, a few mirror computers, a blender, and a couple small things here and there. I was in that store for probably about 2 hours when my last deed approached me. She was a very nice lady and was looking for a Justin Bieber CD for her daughter. Well, I took her to the CD section and was able to find it for her almost instantly. She thanked me profusely, saying that she only had a couple of minutes to get this and leave. I guess I should set the scene now and introduce the cast. M for the manager, GM for the general manager, and RM for the regional manager, and me, your friendly neighborhood twisted ambition, helper of all in need. I guess on the way out, she saw a manager and mentioned how great an employee I was, because almost immediately after, she had left a manager strode up to me. First thing out of her mouth was, "You don't work here." Well, of course I don't. What would you get that idea? If you know that, then why are you impersonating a Best Buy employee? At this moment, I had the realization that my attire was very similar to theirs, minus the name tag. Yeah, I am a little slow on the upkeeks sometimes. Oh, no ma'am, this is my uniform to engineering company. See the logo? Well, it looks almost like ours. Come with me, we need to speak with the general manager to see how to deal with this situation. We ended up walking to the back offices where the general manager's office was. She practically dragged me in and stood there with her arms crossed and a very sour look on her face. The general manager with a very confused face. "Yes, may I help you, manager?" "Yes, this guy has been impersonating an employee and he has been sending items to customer." "Is this true, sir?" "Well, I guess partially. I've been in there quite a while and yes, I've been helping people who have asked me questions, but I had no intentions of impersonating anyone." "Well, what have you helped people with find so far? We just need to know just in case they come back after being sold the wrong product." At this remark, I was kind of offended. This man doesn't know me or what I know. Heck, I probably know more than most of the employees. "Well, you're probably gonna need a pen and paper for this one." At me saying this, the general manager and the manager's eyes both went wide. And why would that be? Man, I help a lot of people while I've been here. The general manager proceeds to write down everything I could remember. 3 camera and camcorders, 2 flat screen TVs, 4 computers, a blender, random computer parts and programs, and the list goes on. And by the time I was done, both the general manager and the manager faces were ghost white. You're meaning to tell me that you were able to sell over $9,000 worth of stuff and no one caught you? Nope, in fact, I even helped out that week display stand together with one of the other employees. Really nice guy, by the way. Sir, this is unacceptable. We can't have someone roaming our store looking like us and selling products off our floor. I'm gonna have to call my boss to see how I need to handle this. Manager, if you could take him please into the halfway so I can make this call. I waited in the hallway with the manager for probably about 10 minutes. I must mention that I was now late for my appointment with a client and was emailing them to let them know I was running late, before I was called back into the office. I have the regional manager on the speakerphone. He has a couple of things to say to you. I have to come clean at this moment. I was sweating bullets. I thought for sure they were gonna have me arrested for some law or rule I was not aware of. But to my surprise, the regional manager was a pretty cool guy. So yours my salesman of the year, huh? Excuse me, sir? You just walked in and did more sales in 2 hours than most people do in a week. Gotta say that's impressive. Well, thank you, sir, but I have to ask, am I in trouble here? On the contrary, if I could hire you right now, I would. But rules are rules and we can't have someone looking like us and selling products from a store. In lieu of us calling the police, I'm just gonna give you a year ban from the store. Does that seem fair? Yes, sir. Okay, great, we could work this out. The general manager get a picture of him and post it on the wall. In a year, son, the ban will be listed and you are welcome to come back. If you ever in need of a job after the year, of course, you're welcome here. Also, you may wanna rethink about wearing your work clothes at a Best Buy again. Understood? And with that, I got my picture taken and was escorted from the store. I had one hell of a story to tell the clients, which had them laughing for quite a while. We ended up getting the contract, and 6 years later, even 6 years later, they're still giving me S over it. We no longer have a uniform, instead, it's our choice of what we wear on the job as long as it's professional looking. Russian guests. Just a little backstory. I used to work in the guest house before, and I am a close friend with both the manager and the owner, so they let me stay there for free if it's not full, and if it is, I'm welcome to sleep in the common area on a couch. On this day, it so happened that the manager was working reception. If workers are not feeling well or they need a day off, he is more than happy to take the shift. He went to check on something, guest complained, told her to something else. This usually takes no more than 10 minutes. And there's a sign on the desk saying, "We will be back in a few minutes, please take a seat." Now, I was sitting in the common area watching some show with my legs up and snacks. No one normally would think that I work there. Russian guest RG walk in. I see that they read the sign. When they notice me and start asking me questions in Russian, note, on the website it is clearly stated that the staff speaks English, Korean, Malay, and Spanish. I can understand Russian if they speak slowly since my language is similar, but I cannot speak it myself. Now the Russian guy in Russian. Are you going to help us or are just going to sit there? Me politely in English. Sorry, I don't work here. Could you please have a seat and wait for the receptionist? You F her, you should speak to us in our language and come here before I F you up. We have a reservation. Me politely in Korean. Sorry, I don't work here. Could you please have a seat and wait for the receptionist? He says some cursed words that I'm not sure how to translate. F-ers, take us to a room or we will call the manager. I shrug off and turn my head to the TV. One of them pulls out his phone, dials the number, and the reception phone starts ringing. The Russian guy now angry in broken English. Are you not going to pick it up? I don't even look in the direction of the phone. At that point, the manager, M, comes back. Hello, how can I help you? We want to check in, but this B right there doesn't want to help us. Sorry, but I don't speak Russian. Can you speak English or Korean? Not even this idiot can speak. And the manager turns to me and in her language, which sounds similar to Russian but still completely different, "What is going on? Did you talk to them?" "Yes," and I explained to him what happened. The Russian guest, using a translator, "He was very disrespectful to us and did not want to help us. You have to fire him." Okay, let's see what happened. Turns on CCTV. Okay, let's see what happened. He turns on the CCTV, luckily for me, to capture both video and the audio. The Russian guests are shocked when they see there's actual proof of what happened. Okay, let's see your reservation. The Russian guest is showing the reservation number. The manager checks the system and with a smile, "Yes, you made a reservation but you did not confirm it. We have sent you 4 messages and 4 emails in the last 2 weeks. And unfortunately, since you did not confirm it, we did not keep the reservation." The Russian guest starts yelling and screaming. The manager with a smile just showed them the emails and asks me if I want coffee and if I can make some, and I gladly obliged. While I am making coffee, the Russian guests are yelling and jumping. The manager offers them to use our Wi-Fi until they find another place to stay, but the guest tells him to F off and that they are not going anywhere. One of the guests turns around and with her backpack knocks over a bottle of drink that was a gift from one of the Japanese guests. The manager calmly calls the police, telling them that there are some drunk tourists breaking bottles of alcohol. Within 5 minutes, the Korean police are there asking for IDs. Now, Korean police don't really like Russian tourists because most of the complaints after midnight are about bar fights and usually it includes them. As soon as they see passports, they pull out handcuffs and takes them in for 24 hours sobering up. Me and the manager sit in the front with coffee and cigarettes. Grizzled old buddy guy doesn't care about computers. So this is my first post here after watching many videos on YouTube. I am a field tech doing warranty work for all major brands of TVs and computers. I have a few "I don't work here" stories among others. Surprisingly though, they have all been men. Anyway, this day I was at a paint store connected to a big auto parts brand and was replacing the motherboard in one of their POS systems. There were 2 employees, one in the front and one mixing paint. The counter guy left to talk to the paint mixer. Just then, this grizzled old guy, who obviously has been doing body work for decades, stormed up and demanded his order. GOM for the grizzled old man and me. "I'm here to pick up my ass, go get it for me." Mind you, no name, no hello, nothing, just demands. "Sorry, I don't work here, I'm just repairing this computer. I'm sure the employee will be back shortly." "I don't care about no damn computers, kid. I'm almost 50. Just give me my ass. I have work to do." "I don't work here." "Go get my order now." Finally, the counter employee comes up and says, "Sorry, I will get you your order." Obviously a very regular customer. "This guy you have working here needs to learn some manners." He doesn't work here. The grizzled old man storms out with a box of paint and thinners and not another word. Guys, before you leave, please check our awesome I Don't Work Here Lady playlist in the description. I am sure you will love it. Remember to help us reach 300 likes for this video, subscribe to the channel for more awesome Reddit stories, and hit the bell button to know exactly when we post a new video and join the notification gang. Thank you again for watching this 37th episode of I Don't Work Here Lady. See ya!